Welcome back to TW Sports Talk. Today's guest is Adam Cecere, a former Wake Forest and Penn State outfielder. Adam was a team captain at Wake Forest, made a College World Series appearance, and holds Penn State's single-season home run record. He is also the co-founder of Cello Nutrition. We will discuss his college baseball journey, his launch of Cello Nutrition, and his thoughts on this year's College World Series. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today, Adam.
Tyler, thanks for having me on, man. I'm fired up about it.
So we can get started with one of the things that I first like to ask everybody is if you were at a gas station and you went inside, what would be your snack selection?
Ooh, I would definitely say if I'm at the gas station, I'm usually getting some sort of coffee because I'm on the road.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely traveling with a little bit of coffee, and then I'm big on some sort of. They always have I'm a pretty healthy eater, so I would eat like dried fruit. You know how you can like freeze dry strawberries, bananas, mangoes, and stuff like that. And I usually grab a bag of that stuff. That way I can get on the road with a coffee and with something pretty healthy, and then I'll keep rolling. What about you?
I'd say I would probably get a C4. Probably get a C4 and probably get a pack of M&Ms.
Yeah, you drink C4 before a workout or just to wake up and stuff?
I usually drink C4 just to wake up.
Nice. Yeah, that would be my order, and that's a good one by you too.
We'll get started with, when did the game of baseball become serious for you?
I would say I started playing when I was 4 years old. I was super young, but it probably didn't become very serious until I was about 14 or 15 years old. When I was 14 is when I got my first Division I scholarship offer. So that's when I kind of realized that there was some opportunity to play at the next level. So probably like 14 years old, I would say.
Okay. I might say that if I remember correctly from keeping up with you on TikTok, I think your first Division I offer, I could be wrong on this, but I think it was Virginia.
Close. Virginia was my second one. My first one was Pitt.
Okay.
The hometown team, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Virginia was my actually my second one.
Okay, I thought I remembered it was either Virginia or Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So it was those two there first, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. What was your recruiting process like?
Yeah, good question. So my recruiting process was a little bit different than a lot of other people's, I would say, because I was a pretty serious football player as well, and I thought there was a chance that I could play football in college. So I started getting some baseball scholarships when I was about 14 or 15, but I still really loved football, and I would still play, very seriously. I would go to camps, I would visit colleges, and a lot of things like that. So my process was very interesting because a lot of kids will get baseball scholarships and then they'll commit very soon. I started getting scholarships and I waited about a year and a half, 2 years before I committed to Wake Forest. And a big reason why I chose Wake Forest is because they were one of the schools that was super happy with me actually playing other sports. And they were really adamant about continuing to play my other sports. So I really liked that from the coaching staff, and that made me know that they were good guys, and that was a big reason why I decided to go to Wake Forest. So I committed to Wake Forest when I almost was 17. So I got offered from them probably when I was 15-ish, and then when I committed to them when I was about almost 17 years old.
Okay. So it sounds like you waited about 2 years to commit.
Exactly. Yeah, I did wait about 2 years, which I think was a smart decision just because I was a really young kid when I first started getting offers. I was still really young when I was 17, but at least I got a better feel for like everybody, you know.
That makes sense, yeah. Just to see, because since you were only 14 or 15 years old, you wanted to see who else was going to offer you a scholarship.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Well, that sort of leads me in to the next one. Why did you choose Wake Forest when you were coming out of high school?
Yeah, there's a good amount of reasons why. One, like I just said, but two, I felt like I knew I was a good player, but I felt like I needed some development. I felt like I was a little bit raw still. So instead of committing to a big time, like big school, because at the time Wake Forest was not like ranked or anything. They were usually middle or bottom of the ACC whenever I committed. I knew that was a place in a really good conference that I could get playing time. And also it was a really hitter-friendly park, and they send a lot of guys to the MLB. So I think that was kind of all added up and made it like a good decision for me.
When you committed there, did they already have the pitching lab, or
Yeah,
was the pitching lab there?
they did. So they had the pitching lab like maybe a year or two before I showed up. So it was there a little bit prior, but when I was there, it was there for all 4 years. It was pretty cool.
I've heard some pretty cool stories about the pitching lab. I hear that it seems like everything I've heard from up there. It seems like everything as far as their facilities up there seems like it's all first class. It seems like Wake Forest has like top notch facilities.
Yeah, Wake Forest has about a $20 million facility at their place, and baseball is actually off campus there. It's not on campus, so it's nice because you get your own weight room, you get your own pitching lab, you get your own hitting facility, you get your own locker room. Whereas a lot of teams on campus, not that they have to share that much, but like they'll share a weight room. Their locker rooms won't be attached to their field and stuff like that. So Wake Forest was a nice setup.
That's probably really nice, not having to, just like you said, not having to share everything with anybody else.
Exactly, man. You're spot on.
Um, what was it like competing in the ACC?
So competing in the ACC, first of all, the travel was amazing because there's a lot of beautiful campuses. So that was really fun. Just like going to Florida State, going to Miami, going to Virginia Tech, going to Boston College, Notre Dame, Pitt, all around the country, you know. And I really did enjoy that part. The playing style, it took me a little while to get used to it. Coming in from high school to the ACC, it probably took me a good year and a half till I could really handle myself. But once I could kind of handle my own, I realized that like this was a good conference for me to play in. It was one of the best conferences. There was always a lot of scouts around, and I really enjoyed it. Like they were really good players.
Remember correctly, the last time we talked, you were talking about when you were at Wake Forest, you had Nick Kurtz was up there, Rhett Lauder was up there, and I'm sure you had probably 4 or 5 other guys who in your starting lineup, they probably either got drafted or they're probably in the show now.
Yeah, we had 13 guys on my team get drafted, which is pretty incredible.
Oh,
Pretty incredible,
that,
right?
that's really solid. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Right. So we had good players.
How would you say your game developed during your time at Wake Forest?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would develop a little bit better. I thought I would become a little bit of a better player than I ended up being. Not that I was bad, but I thought that I would end up being like, I thought I would for sure be a draft pick. I thought I would for sure be a professional baseball player. I mean, I developed into a starter, into somebody who played a lot, and put up pretty decent numbers. But one thing, it just made me like a tougher person in general because I went through a lot of failure. I went through a lot of ups and downs in my career. So really like going through that just made me a better person in general moving forward with my life, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that essentially, I thought I would be better, but I still did okay. But it's really helped me out later in life.
What made those Wake Forest teams so successful?
Yeah, good pitching obviously was number one. We had really, really good pitching. And everyone knows that if you can pitch it, you have a chance to win. And then number two is our team. We were really close as a unit. Like, we were really close together, and we all wanted to win for one another. So that was a big factor in being really good.
How would you say Coach Tom Walter impacted your career at Wake Forest?
Yeah, he gave me a chance to play college baseball, and I'm really grateful for that. He took a chance on a young high school player who was 16, 17 years old, and he provided me financial scholarships to play, to live out my dream, and that's all I could really ask for from him. So I'm forever grateful for that opportunity. And like I said about life, is he taught me a lot about life too. So a very, very valuable experience playing for him.
What would you say your favorite memory is from your time with the Demon Deacons?
Yeah, my favorite memory is definitely going to the College World Series, obviously. Like, we were just a really good team, number one team in the country. And whenever we clinched to go to Omaha, it felt really good. We thought we had a really good chance to win the whole thing. We didn't, but we were really fired up. And that's kind of something that nobody can ever take away from you,
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that Wake Forest team you were on, you guys didn't. I think you guys ran the table in the ACC tournament, didn't lose a game in the regional, swept the super regional, and then you won, and then you swept your way through the College World Series until you got to the National Championship Series, right?
So we almost right. We didn't make the National Championship Series. We lost in the semifinal series.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're basically spot on right there. Yes.
I mean that's strong. Because you got to win the ACC tournament. What's that? 4 wins if you go undefeated.
Yeah, at the time I think for us was yeah, maybe it was 4. I think it was 4.
So that'd be 4 wins through the ACC. You get to regionals.
3 wins.
That'd be three wins in the regional, 2 wins in the super, yeah. And then what? 3 in the
2
in the World Series. Yeah,
we won 2 and then lost 2.
That's really strong.
That was a good postseason run.
Yeah, really, really good postseason run. From a player's perspective, what is the Omaha experience like?
Yeah, I think that the Omaha experience is kind of like the pinnacle of college baseball. It's like you work really hard to get there. So once you're there, you just want to embrace it and you want to take it all in. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of fans. You're going to sign a lot of autographs. You're going to play on ESPN. You're going to play on ESPN2. You're going to get a lot of gear, a lot of merchandise. Like, the travel's great. Everything is very set up for you to have fun and have a lot of success. So the experience was amazing from a player standpoint. Like, we got everything we could have imagined.
What is something that fans don't see on TV about the College World Series experience?
Yeah, I think something that fans don't see is like how young that us players really are in the College World Series, and the amount of kind of pressure or expectation that is on like a young kid whenever they play there. A lot of the guys playing there are 19, 20, 21 years old. I played there when I was 22 years old. But, you put 40,000 fans in front of them, and then you put them on ESPN, you put them in front of the world, and you'll see a lot of kids really have a lot of success, and you'll see a lot of kids really like crumble under a lot of that pressure. So I think that fans see it as obviously like entertainment, but from a internal perspective, there's a lot of pressure on kids to like perform there and play well because there's a lot riding on that.
Sort of just like you said, most of those kids, about 98, 99% of those kids, they've never been on a stage like that. And for them to be on a stage like that, just like you were saying, in front of 35,000, 40,000 people, and playing on ESPN, you got those ESPN cameras right in your face, and as soon as you're coming off the field, you got people from ESPN throwing those microphones in your face after a win and after a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for somebody to take in, especially somebody who's most of those kids who are 18 or 19. Most of those kids are probably like 6 or 7 months out of high school too.
Exactly, man. You're exactly right.
What would you say the most memorable moment from that postseason run was?
For me personally, I actually hit the first home run in the regional, like to go up 1-0 in the first game. It was a packed crowd. It was like the third inning. I hit a home run. The crowd went crazy. That was pretty sweet. And then from a team standpoint, it was obviously just clinching the College World Series in the win, like dogpiling with the squad.
How would you say the atmosphere of the College World Series compares to some other atmospheres that you have played in?
Yeah, I would say that it's way different because a lot of the good atmospheres I played in, the fans were like rooting for me. You know, like when we were playing in the regionals, I had the home team. I was the home team. When I was playing in the super regionals, I was the home team. And then you go to the College World Series, and like, there's a lot of fans there that are rooting against you, and it's much different. You know, like there's not everybody's on your side when you go there.
Yeah.
So it's way different.
Because everybody brings in their own fans.
Exactly. So like you go from having 10,000 of your own fans to like 10,000 of your own fans, but then 20,000 of another team's fans. So it's a big difference.
What advice would you give players making their first postseason run?
Just try to take the crowd out of it. Understand that the crowd can't really do anything to affect the game. They can only cheer. And, you know, the bases are still 90 feet. The mound's still 60 feet. So you just got to treat it like a very standard game. I know it's hard because there's a lot of emotions, but just continue to try to be yourself the best you can. Don't get caught up in the moment.
That sounds like some very good advice.
Yeah, it's tough though. It's difficult, right? Because everybody
Yeah.
wants to get fired up, but you have to just keep the same attitude that you've had all season.
Yeah. So, transitioning from your Wake Forest experience, transitioning to your Penn State experience here, what were the biggest differences between playing in the ACC and playing in the Big Ten?
Yeah, the biggest difference was probably weather overall, because in the ACC you're usually going to have nice weather most of the year. And then I think that the talent was slightly different. I think the ACC is a better conference than the Big Ten. But I also enjoyed having a switch up, you know, because I played the same teams for 4 years. So it was nice to play some different teams for my last year of my career, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were some of the main differences.
And that's sort of funny with you talking about how one of the biggest differences was going to the Big Ten and being in the colder environments. What I remember is I remember getting a Snapchat from JT. I think you guys were up at, I forget
Probably
what time of the year it was. Yeah, I think it was Michigan State. And it was like, yeah, it was in May, and you guys were going out for coffee in the morning, and he sends me a Snapchat, and it was the absolute last thing I expected to see was it snowing.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. But yeah, I mean, that was a big difference. It really is.
What did breaking Penn State's single-season home run record mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I can't say that that wasn't a goal of mine. Like, obviously, I want to hit as many home runs as I can, and I think that my hitting coach at Penn State was just super, super caliber. I think he was really good. One of my favorite coaches that I've ever had, and it just felt good to have like a little bit of a breakthrough in my career, just play well because I played well prior to Penn State, but not like to the best I could, and then I felt like at Penn State I really, really started playing some good baseball.
Yeah, well, it's always good to be able to say that you had a breakthrough in your career,
Right.
especially when it was the last season of your career also.
Right, exactly. 100.
So what you can say is you can say that you went out on top.
I guess, yeah, you could kind of say that a little bit.
Yeah,
If we would have won the game,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. How would you say your leadership role evolved throughout your college career?
I think I became a much better leader throughout my career because I think I got very humbled early in my career, and I think I understand what it looks like to work hard, and I think I understand what it looks like to be a winner. And that's something that I was kind of just raised up on is like being a hard worker and being a winner. And I can kind of sniff out when somebody's a loser and when somebody's not working hard pretty easily. And I think that throughout my career I got a lot better at being able to solve problems like within the locker room without the coaches getting involved and stuff like that and just kind of let the team do its thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Um,
100%.
so with the next topic that we're going to touch on is what you have gotten into with life after baseball and cello nutrition. How would you say that the idea for cello nutrition came about?
Yeah, the idea came about just on a phone call. So I was coaching at the time, and my business partner was coaching at the time, and we liked coaching, but we felt like there was something more that we could be doing. So we decided to start our own business, and it was nothing more than just like me calling up one of my really good friends and pitching the idea, and we were like, let's do this and let's do this full speed. So that's really how it came about. It was just like one day we were on the phone and we just decided to do it.
It seems like some of the best business ideas. It seems like sometimes people come up with them short notice, and sometimes they're not very long and drawn out business ideas. And from what it seems like you just told me, is it seems like that's how the idea for cello came about.
Exactly. Spot on, bro. Right on.
What inspired you to get into the nutrition space?
It was a way I could stay around baseball. You know, like I am very serious about my nutrition. You can ask JT what I was like at Penn State with my nutrition, but it was just a way for me to do my own thing, but stay around the game of baseball, and I like that.
And then the other thing is you made a good point with being able to the stay around the game of baseball because all professional athletes, not even just professional athletes, but college players, high school players, they're all going to need, which this is going to be a very broad explanation. They all need protein. They all need nutrition, workout plans, and
Yeah.
things like that. And the other thing that's really cool is I saw the other day is you actually had a chance to send some stuff to Trevor Bauer.
Yep. Yeah, so we send stuff to a lot of Major League Baseball players, former Major League Baseball players, and we just try to support the youth, right? We just we just try to inspire the young players to eat better, treat their bodies right, really, at the end of the day. Yo, Tyler, guess what just happened in
What
college
just
baseball?
what just happened?
South Carolina just hired the Wake Forest hitting coach as their assistant coach, Billy Salento.
So I saw something earlier on a South Carolina message board where they were saying that South Carolina was getting a Power Four hitting coach, but whoever got the info on the message board said that he knew who it was, but he couldn't say the name. So I guess we have confirmation now.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. So is that the same hitting coach that was up there when you were there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like him?
Yeah, I did. He was good.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
also heard that, I don't know how true it is, you probably know more about this than I do because you have the Wake Forest connection. But when South Carolina was still in the interview process for their head coach, and obviously they decided on Kevin Schnall from Coastal Carolina. But I heard that Tom Walter's name was getting thrown around a little bit. I don't know how much truth there was to that.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that either, to be honest, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. What makes LO Nutrition different from the other products on the market?
They're really healthy for you. And then there's a lot of products out there that are somewhat healthy, but ours are truly healthy. It's like real food, real ingredients, nothing artificial, and like no fake sugar, no bullshit. Just like very quality snacks that taste good and are actually good for your body.
I saw where you guys had like a little chocolate brownie protein bar that you were advertising the other day.
Yep, it's delicious. People have been loving those.
Yeah. How much would you say your experience as a college athlete has influenced the company?
Well, that's everything because we actually know what the college players need. We actually know what the players need because we played. There's a lot of people who try to market to athletes, but they never even played. They never even did. They never even been through it. So they don't know what they actually need. You know, they're just trying to make money off the athlete. That's the biggest difference.
And I'd say that with you guys, or you and your business partner, with you and your business partner being former athletes, you probably have people, or not, you probably have professional athletes and amateur athletes who are deciding like which company that they want to purchase stuff from, and when they see that Cello Nutrition, they see that their co-founders are former athletes, they would probably rather go with you guys than rather go with somebody who is just taking somebody else's word for the nutrition facts and like what they're putting in their stuff. They would rather go with somebody like they would probably rather go with a company uh, like a Cello.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest challenge of building a business after your playing career?
The toughest part is just being disciplined every day because in baseball you know you have practice like you know you have lifts you have stuff like that, but when you run a business like you can slack off if you're your own boss because you're in charge, you know. So like it's just about being disciplined every day. I think that's the toughest part.
We will talk about now is the we will talk about the current state of college baseball. What are your thoughts on the transfer portal?
So I'm a big fan because I think that gives kids a lot of opportunity. Like that's how I got to meet JT. That's how I got to meet Kevin. That's how I got to meet Grant. Like that's how I got to play with Grant. So it really just gives everybody the opportunity to go where they really need. I think that mostly kids who don't like it are kids who transfer to the wrong spot, and that's kind of on them. But I like it in general.
Yeah, and then it seems like the other thing that's happening is it is making college baseball a lot more competitive now because without the transfer portal, you probably wouldn't see teams like Troy that have the season that they had this year, and now they're on their way to Omaha.
Crazy, right? And Troy's like 80%
Yeah,
transfer portal.
and I saw where lowest number of transfers for the teams remaining is North Carolina.
Yeah, is it? That's cool.
Yeah. How would you say NIL has changed the college baseball landscape?
I think it's changed it, but I'm not sure that fans totally understand NIL in baseball. It's not like football where guys are getting millions and millions of dollars and like making stupid money. There's some guys who make really good money, but the majority of college baseball players are probably making like 5 to 15,000. And I
Okay.
think that that's beneficial for a young player. Like, yeah, are there guys getting 50K? Sure. Are there guys getting 100K? Yes, 100%. There are a few, but the majority are probably getting 10 grand, 15 grand, maybe 20 grand total. And I think overall that's really helpful. I think once you start getting into like the hundreds of thousands and millions, that's kind of a different conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when you get this NIL money that you're going to have to pay a certain percentage back in your taxes for the following year too. You should probably make sure you put away at least 3 or 4 thousand for taxes on the next year too.
No doubt. No doubt. You got to watch that.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest challenge facing today's players with the NIL?
I think the biggest challenge with players facing NIL is not getting greedy. Like, does it sound great to get 20 grand? Yes, but would you rather get playing time and get drafted, or get not playing time and get 20 grand? I think a lot of people rush into situations where they get some NIL money and they end up not playing or not being the player they thought they were.
Right. Yeah, because basically what you're saying is, would you rather take the money and sit, or would you rather go somewhere, say go to a lower tier Division 1 or a JUCO and be able to play right away, or would you rather have somebody stroke a check for you for 30 or 40 thousand, but that 30 or 40 thousand means you're going to be sitting down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're spot on, bro.
What advice would you give high school players who want to play Division 1 baseball? Well, not it. It doesn't even have to really be Division 1. What advice would you give high school players who want to play college baseball?
Play a lot. Play a lot. I think that's the biggest thing. Try to get between the lines as much as possible. I think you're only going to become the player you want to be by playing as much as you can. You can do a lot of training, you can do a lot of lifting, you can do a lot of mental stuff, but really being in between the lines is what's going to make you a better player.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one.
What would you say is the most underrated aspect of succeeding at the college level?
Just unwavering confidence in yourself, believing that you can get the job done every day. I think a lot of kids get really nervous when they get to college because they like try to compare themselves to other players who are older than them and better than them. But I think those who just stay about their own business and just try to be the best version of themselves have a lot of success in the college game. I think that that's really, really big.
And then the next one, we will do a little preview on the College World Series. What are your initial thoughts on this year's field?
Yeah, my initial thoughts is I'm very surprised at how little ACC representation there is. I thought that there'd be more. I thought the ACC would have more teams in Omaha. I'm a little disappointed in it, honestly. Only one team, North Carolina. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah.
No Big Ten teams. Again, that's not great. It's SEC heavy again. And as much as we try to say that the ACC is really good, the Big Ten's really good, the Big 12's really good, it just seems like the SEC reigns supreme every time.
Yeah. Well, I was going to sort of piggyback off of that. Was with there only being one ACC team, what probably one of the biggest shockers was from the whole tournament so far was the number 2 overall seed, Georgia Tech, not making it out of their own regional.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah.
It's very interesting to me. I thought that there would be more ACC teams.
And with Oklahoma going into Atlanta and taking care of Georgia Tech like that, I think you got to watch. I mean, you got to watch out for Oklahoma making it pretty far in Omaha too.
Yeah, Oklahoma's good. They'll be a tough out.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest surprise team that is still in the field?
I think everyone would have to say Troy. Everyone would.
Yeah.
I think everyone would have to say that.
Which team do you think is best built to win it all?
Probably Georgia. From what I've been seeing, really good pitching, really good lineup. I think that they're built to win it all. I think that North Carolina's built to win it all. But if I had to pick, I would lean towards Georgia in that one.
Yeah. What are some players that you think fans should keep an eye on in the College World Series?
Yeah. I think Trey Phelps from Georgia is
Yeah.
really good, obviously. And I really like Gavin Gallagher from UNC as well. I think those are two very caliber players that can make a great impact for their teams in Omaha. What about you?
I'd probably say I'd probably say Trey Phelps, and honestly, you probably took the 2 names right out of my mouth.
Yeah, both of those players.
Yeah, both those guys are really good.
Yeah, so we'll see how they play. I mean, there's other good players too, obviously, but those are the 2 that I would be really looking out for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a true freshman pitcher that for the Tar Heels that's actually went to high school over here in Fort Mill at Catawba Ridge. Hayden Klobner.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep, he got I forget exactly which award he got, but it was I think it was Freshman of the Year in ACC or either Freshman Pitcher of the Year ACC. He graduated early from high school and went up to Chapel Hill 1 year early.
Wow.
Yeah. And to finish off the college world the college World Series talk, what is your national championship prediction?
Yeah, I think mentioned it a little earlier. I think Georgia's going to win the whole thing. I think that they're built to win it, and I think they're the biggest powerhouse coming in, and I think they have the best chance. What about you?
Well, should I speak with my head or speak with my heart?
Whatever you want.
I'd say if I'm speaking with my heart, I probably want Troy to win. If I'm speaking with my head, it's you're gonna have a hard time. Honestly, I'm gonna have a hard time picking against UNC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
good picks. Yeah, those are good picks. I like
Yeah.
it. UNC would have been my second choice.
I guess you trying to stay with your ACC loyalty on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the ACC. I do.
Yeah. Do a little bit of rapid fire here.
Let's go.
Toughest pitcher you ever faced?
Is the inter squad scrimmage? I faced Rhett Lauder.
I'd say
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably one of the best answers anybody could have on that one.
Yep. So Rhett Lauder.
Yeah. What's the best stadium you've played in?
I loved playing home at Penn State. I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. So that was one of my favorites.
Your favorite teammate?
Ooh, I have a lot. I can't just say one here. I have a lot. One that was cool for me is like playing with Grant Norris at Penn State because I grew up with him.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I played with him in in young travel ball, and then I played against him in high school. Then he went to Duke, I went to Wake Forest, but then we linked up at Penn State, which was cool.
I'm sure you guys, with you guys being in the ACC, I'm sure you guys faced off some in the ACC too, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. I guess we already sort of touched on this, but one player fans should keep their eye on in Omaha.
Yeah, I think that Gavin Gallagher from UNC is a good player.
Final thoughts on the College World Series.
Final thoughts is just like I'm just gonna enjoy these kids just going out there playing hard. I really enjoy it every year. I think that I'm hoping that a non-SEC team wins it. I'm hoping that just somebody kind of fizzles their way through there, whether that's UNC, WVU, or Troy. But I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of these players because I follow college baseball a lot, but I'm not able to watch every team all the time. So I'm interested in seeing some of these players who I haven't watched a lot.
What is next for Cello Nutrition?
What's next for Cello is just keep building the brand, keep building the presence. We're still really young, so we have a long way to go. Just keep trusting my co-founders, keep trusting myself, and just keep working.
Well, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to sit down with us today. Really appreciate you making the time for us. And where can everybody keep up with you and also Cello Nutrition on social media?
So my social medias are just my name, Adam Cecere. You can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Instagram. And then Cello Nutrition, very similar, both Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just Cello, CELO, Nutrition. You look that up, they'll all pop up. But I want to say thanks for having me on. I had a good time, and we'll have to do this again next year.
It was a really fun time, man. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And I definitely look forward to the next time we're able to do this. Hopefully we're able to sit down again for baseball season in 2020. 27, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Tyler. Well, thank you.
All right, man.
We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Sounds good. Have a good one, Adam.
You too. We'll see
All
you.
right. See ya.
Bye.